Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Life with Arike. Today's recipe, I would love to share with you how I prepare this delicious, easy to make basmati rice with some vegetable, some fresh fried plantain and some chicken. So here I have my basmati rice which I get from the Indian store, and I'm gonna be using this rice. It's very long and clean. And I have my peppers that I'm gonna be using. I have my big bell peppers. I have my 2 onions. I have my long chili peppers. I don't know if that is what it's called. And I also have my habanero. So these are the peppers that I'm gonna be using for this recipe, and I'm going to be using a little bit of my tomato paste. For my protein, I'm going to be using my whitening fish. Free to use any kind of protein you choose, and I also have my fresh plantain that I'm going to be frying along with the basmati rice. So save this recipe for later. You're going to love it. This recipe is so good and it's so delicious. So I have my whitening fish. I'm in a hurry. I didn't get the time to season my fish, like about couple of hours before I started cooking the rice. So this is what I did. I have to boil my fish with some seasoning powder and some spices for the seasoning to marinate inside the um, fish, because I need my seasoning powder and some salt to well coated in the fish. So I decided to boil the fish so that it's going to be a quick method for me. But if you have some times to do this, you can just put some seasoning in your fish and just let it sit for about 1 or 2 hours. You're good to go. So I'm going to start boiling my rice. I'm going to parboil my basmati rice. I have some water, about 3 cups of water in the pot. I'm waiting for the water to get boiled while I started working on my vegetables. So I went ahead, sliced my onion. You can see the way I slice this onion. I don't want to slice it too tiny, like a little bit of like chop. I want it in a slice form. So I went ahead, sliced my onion. So I'm done slicing the onions. So I'm going to repeat the same process with my bell pepper, and I'm just going to slice the bell pepper so that it's going to be easy for me to blend in the blender. So I'm going to repeat the same process with my bell pepper, and I'm going to do the same thing with my long chili pepper and the habanero. So I'm just going to set the peppers aside while I'm trying to check on my fish, and the fish are well cooked. Then after that, I'm just going to turn off the stove and just try to take the fish out from the water and or to make it cool down a little bit. So while I was waiting for the fish to cool down, I started working on my basmati rice. So I give it a little bit wash from the water, a little bit warm water, to get rid of all those dirty water before I started with the parboiling. So I'm going to start parboiling my rice. So the water is boiling already. Next, I'm going to add my washed rice into the boiling water so that I can parboil the rice. So I just give it a little bit stir. Then after that, I cover it up. I let it boil for about 20 minutes. And this is how your rice should look like. You can see it's not all the way cooked. It's like parboiled. Then after that, I pour everything into my strainer. I try to get away all the waters. Then after that, I started working on my sauce, which is the base of the rice. So I had my cooking oil, about half cup of cooking oil into my pot. I had about 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm just going to wait to. So while I was waiting for the butter to get melted, I had my sliced onion into my oil, and I just try to mix everything together. This goes a long way with this recipe because we want the flavor of the onion to marinate with the oil and the butter. So while I was waiting for that to get ready, I started to blend my peppers. I added all my peppers and my onion into my blender. Then I'm just gonna blend it in a chopped form, not too like puree form, but a little bit chopped form. So you can see the sliced onion, they are getting ready. We can see like the golden brown color. That is exactly what you want. So this method of the frying oil goes a long way with this recipe if you really want to get the delicious taste of the basmati rice. So I added my tomato paste into my oil. Then after that, I'm just going to let it fry for about 2-3 minutes. Then after that, I had my bay leaf, I have my turmeric powder, and I had a little bit of my thyme. Then I also had some black peppers. I had some of my garlic powder. At this point, you are free to use any kind of spices or seasoning powder you have in your house, any kind of seasoning powder you're comfortable using, you're good to go. So I had all my spices and I had some salt to taste. Then after that, I'm just going to let it fry for about 5 to 7 minutes before adding the rice. Then I also had my Maggi Norm powder, the tomato one. I have some Goya powder, Goya seasoning powder. Like I say, add whatever kind of seasoning you have in your house. You're good to go. You're still going to get nice and delicious results. So I mix everything together, then after that, I'm going to add my parboiled basmati rice. So I had my rice. Then at this point, I'm just going to lower my stove because I don't want to burn this rice. So I try to spread the rice all over the sauce so that everything is going to be on top of the sauce. And this pot I'm using is a very good pot, is a lifesaver. So I had a little bit of the remaining butter, about 1 teaspoon of butter. I had it in the middle, and that is the stock from the fish that I boiled earlier, so that I had some of it. So I covered the rice so that it's going to steam with the heat. Then I lower my stove in a very low form so that it's going to cook very slowly, because this is really important, because or else the whole rice is just going to burn. So I fry my fish in my air fryer. You can use the oil to fry. So I added my fish, which is my protein. You can use any protein. Then I had my fried onion, the sliced onion that I fried earlier. I had it on top of the rice. Then I gently mix everything together. At this point, I check if I need to add any water. If you are the kind of person that love your rice to be very hard, this is a very perfect consistency that you want. But if you are the kind of person like me that I want my rice a little bit softer, you see I had a little bit of water, but when I'm adding the water, I try not to add it too much so that it's not going to be too mushy. So I had all my vegetables. You can use any kind of vegetables you like. This is a frozen one. I had it on top of it. Then I'm just going to cover it back and let it steam for another uh, 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm so lazy that day, I couldn't make any chicken for the kids. You can see I ordered some chicken Popeye from the fast food from the restaurant. So this, I'm just going to put it, because now they are getting cold. I'm just going to put it in my air fryer to let it fry a little bit so that it's going to look like just fresh made. So the rice is ready, everything is set. Let me know what you think about this recipe, and everything is ready to eat. I just fry my chicken, fry my plantain, and they come out so nice and fresh. They goes very nice and blend with the rice. You can see I'm ready to serve the food. Let me know what you think about this recipe. And if you are watching me for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Life with Arike. And if you have already subscribed to my channel, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. I'll see you guys in my next video, and stay tuned. I'm going to drop another nice and delicious recipe for you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.